Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Hope everybody's doing great. Welcome to Vegan Intel XYZ. Danielle, welcome. Body Sculpture Challenge. Everybody come on in. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. We've talked about protein a couple times, but this evening we're going to be talking about a few items that contain high levels of plant based protein. There are some items that you can consume that have high levels of plant protein that are really good to add to your meals and to your snacks when you are working out, trying to build muscle, or getting older. As you increase in age, I would advise to put on more muscle. The best time to do it would be starting in maybe your mid 40s, unless you're totally out of shape. If you're in your 20s and 30s and you're totally out of shape, you should get in shape. But if you've been in pretty good shape, not necessarily in athletic shape, but you're not overweight, you're not in bad shape, as long as you get some exercise and some walking in, you're fine. But I would advise when you get into your 40s to start putting on a little muscle. And every 10 years, sometime within that 10 years, put on some muscle. So at least work out, 3 or 4 years consistently within those periods. So in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s, because once you get in pretty much good shape, as long as you don't go and just eat extremely horribly, you just won't just get out of shape. You know, so once you work hard to get some muscle, then all you have to do is, some exercise to maintain it. You have to do way more exercise to get the muscles than you have to do to maintain them. You might lose some strength, but if you got a lot of strength, losing a little bit it won't matter. It's not like you're trying to pick up pianos at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. But you just want to have better stamina. You want to have more stability. You want to be more stable. You don't want to be all shaky and flimsy. And some elderly people I know, they're not flimsy and shaky, but a lot of times they're overweight, and that's why they're not. And so the ones that are really too thin, they get a little flimsy and shaky. The ones that's overweight, and they get slow and sick. It's like from one extreme to another. So you don't want to have that whole lot of that extra weight on you. And you also don't want to be just frail. So you got to weigh both sides between the middle. You don't want either one of those. You don't want to be flimsy and you don't want to be overweight. I got friends that's overweight and it's horrible. Horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Hip replacements, knee replacements, and then like a bunch of illnesses that The doctors and hospitals pretty much can't find out what specifically is to work on first because they have so many illnesses, not comorbidities, like multimorbidities. Not just two things wrong with them, three, four, five things wrong with them. Seriously. And people that are dropping like flies. So I'm going to give you some, we're going to talk about some things that would be good for you to add to your meals, your snacks, that will add that more protein. Now, that's not all. You just don't need protein. You know, you need all your vitamins and nutrients. And we always be talking about that over here at Vegan Intel too. But when it comes to just being strong, you're going to need protein, and you're going to need your vitamin C and your vitamin D along with that. You're going to need your vitamin B12, your vitamin D, and your vitamin C in order for your body to really absorb the protein. So you're still going to have to, do your fruits and vegetables, and you want to eat as rounded as possible. So my advice would just to be try to eat a lot of variety to protect yourself so you know most likely you're getting all your nutrients. Because when you look up nutrients, they'll be like, oh, this has a lot of beta carotene. Oh, this has a lot of vitamin C. Oh, this has a lot of B12. Oh, this has D. So variety is the spice of life. If you're eating a variety, then you raising your chances to really have all your vitamins and nutrients. Because you're eating bananas here, you're eating oranges here, you're eating watermelon here, you're eating plums here, you're eating beans here, you're eating wild rice here, you're eating this, that. A variety to back up the fact uh, that you're not sure what you're getting like that. Like we're, as regular people that work every day or take care of children or help with grandchildren, just live our daily lives, we're not nutritional experts. And sometimes when you go on plant based vegan, they want you to be a nutritional expert, which that's too much work. We really don't have time to try to remember where to get all this stuff from. We really don't have time to try to shop in a way to get all of these things. So if you just buy a variety, you kind of protect yourself. And then I always advise to take a plant-based vegan multiple vitamin that you should be taking no less than once or twice a week. If you want to take it daily, that's fine, but at least once or twice a week. Twice would be excellent. Monday and Friday or Monday and Thursday. Take your multiple vitamins. That way you know. Sometime take it every, like 1 week take it every day. Then the next week take it 2 days. The week after that 2 days. So like once a month take it every day, and the rest of the month take it 2 times a week. Because my belief is once you get it in your body, it ain't just coming right out. But that's just your backup because you're going to be getting vitamins and nutrients. But that helps you get it balanced. Make sure it's balanced because today you might get more vitamin A and vitamin D. Tomorrow you might get more B12 and C. You know. So the multiple helps you make sure that you get everything every time you take that, so you don't have to worry about missing any particular vitamin. So one of the things that has a lot of protein, it's a grain that we don't eat much here in the United States. And it's really one of the most healthiest grains in the world. And it's called amaranth. And it's something that we don't really eat here in the United States. It's not a popular grain. I don't eat it. I'm just going to be trying to add it to my eating routine starting next week. And one cooked cup of amaranth has 14 grams of protein, complete protein. One cup. And for somebody like me, I'll probably eat 2 cups, especially because if I make too much food for lunch, I don't do anything but eat it later on that evening. Or if I want to eat something different, I'll put that in the refrigerator and warm that meal, that one meal I had yesterday up the next day. So it will get eaten. But that's a lot of protein for 1 cup. It has complete protein too, and it has lysine and it has calcium. So with that protein and lysine and calcium, amaranth is excellent for your body. So that's why I'm going to be uh, adding it to my eating plan for sure. Now, another thing I've never eaten, as a matter of fact, I never heard of it until I did this research, is lupini beans. Never. I might have eaten them at a restaurant and not sure what it was. But I'm going to be adding this also next week. And 1 cup of lupini beans has 40 grams of plant protein. That's almost 3 times as 1 cup of the amaranth. And so for me, trying to build muscle, this is excellent. The lupini beans has more arginine than hemp. It has low carbohydrates and is really great for blood sugar. Good to see you, Reverend Tim. Really great for blood sugar. I never ate them, never had them before, but I'll let you know next week when I get them and I cook them. I'll let you know how I enjoyed them. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over here on YouTube and search how to prepare lupini beans, and YouTube helps me so much. And I just go to YouTube and watch a bunch of different people cook them and look at the recipes. And when I see a recipe that just looks scrumptious, then I'll go and take my phone, go there, and I'll just do the steps right with them while I stop, pause the video. I'll first do this, pause the video, do it. So I'm going to be checking that out next week. 40 grams of plant protein and 1 cup. So if I can eat 2 cups, that's a good 80 grams of plant protein. And that's really going to help uh, my workout tremendously. Another thing that you might want to put into your eating plan, which I also started, I was consuming lots of soy, and now I'm going to cut back on the soy, maybe just once a week, and I'm going to be doing the tempeh, which is still a soy product. But the difference is the tempeh has 6 grams of fiber, and it has 31 grams of plant protein per serving. So it has more plant protein per serving than the tofu. I think I just picked up some yesterday, right? 18 grams of plant protein. It says here per serving, right? The tempeh. So I guess I don't know what they're talking about with cups with my notes I took down, but according to this packaging, uh, oh, this has organic brown rice in it also. So it's kind of like soybeans and organic brown rice mixed together. So I'm going to be doing this a lot. I got to find out how to prepare it. I've had tempeh, but I've only had it from a restaurant. I haven't made it myself. And so, according to my notes from my research, it says 31 grams of protein per cup. But according to this one that I bought, is 18 grams per serving. So maybe a serving of this is less than a cup, probably. I'm not sure. But I know still 18 grams is really great of plant protein per serving. And I got to do some more research on how much a serving is. Right? You almost got to be a scientist to eat nowadays. I don't know. It says cut into thick slices, pan fry in a moderate amount of hot oil until crispy brown around the edges. So I don't know how much a serving is, but I'm definitely have added this to my program. It says that it's easier for the body to absorb the protein from the tempeh. So it's saying that the tempeh is far easier to absorb the protein. So that's why I'm really going to add it. Uh, uh, it also produces probiotics that increases protein utilization as much as 40%. So not only does it make it easier to absorb the protein, it helps your body use the protein as up to 40%. So that's really excellent when you're working out. You don't have to worry about eating protein, but then your body's not using it. It generates vitamin K2, and K2 directs calcium to the bones and muscles and keeps the calcium out of your arteries. So see, that's great. So what it does with the K2 by it adding K2 to your body, it will make sure that the calcium you get from it goes where it's supposed to go and doesn't go in your arteries, to make sure the calcium goes into the muscles and the bone, which is great. Now, this has 90 milligrams of calcium per serving. Uh, so that's good. That's a lot. That's great. And 18 grams of plant protein. So that's really great. So it helps you maintain like a better muscle mass, which is very important, especially if you're getting older and you're doing your little exercise. Ladies, you might be 60, 70, 50. You're trying to do exercise. You're trying to build up, get yourself a little so you can walk a little bit and feel pretty well. You ain't trying to be no muscle bodybuilder, but whatever muscle you do build, uh, the tempeh will help preserve it. And that's really great. so that your little walks that you're doing, you know, the next time you do your walk, you won't be weaker. You'll still maintain the muscle that you got from the last walk. So every walk, you will actually be getting stronger instead of going up and back down and going up and back down. You'll walk and be right there, then you'll walk and be right there, and then you'll walk and so you'll actually be getting stronger if it helps you maintain better muscle mass. That's excellent. The next thing is pumpkin seed powder. Now, pumpkin seed powder has 60 grams of plant protein per 100 grams. And I've been taking pumpkin seed powder because what I've been doing is I have been making my own protein powder that I have been adding into the protein powder that I buy. And so when I make my protein shakes, I'll take, instead of a full scoop of the plant protein I buy, I'll take three-fourths of a scoop. Then I'll take my protein powder that I make and put like a fourth of that in there. And my protein powder I make will have the quinoa, pumpkin seeds, uh, chia seeds, and flax seeds, right? So I'll blend those up. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes black sesame seeds, you know. I'll blend that up and have that as a separate powder. So I've been doing the pumpkin seed powder, but I've been mixing it with other stuff. So I'm just going to buy some pumpkin seed powder. I'm going to buy some pumpkin seed powder. I haven't ever bought any, but I'm going to go ahead and buy some and just try it for a month. Uh, I'm going to still use I'm going to still use pumpkin seed. I'm going to still use my other protein powders, but I am going to really use the pumpkin seed protein powder a lot next month. That's going to be one of my changes. I like to change up what I'm taking. So, you know, they tell you, you know, variety is the spice of life. So I think the brand I'm going to get is Sun Warrior. I just got to really check the ingredients. I used to use their chocolate one, but I think it has stevia in it, and I don't want any stevia. But I doubt if they have stevia in this one because it's they don't. It doesn't have to be sweet. They probably were trying to sweeten the chocolate one. But I think that's the brand I'm going to get. This brand right here. And next month, this I'll be using this. Like I'll use this twice a week, and use my other protein powder twice a week. Because I usually only use my protein powders 3 or 4 times a week. I don't take them every day. So I'm going to try the pumpkin seed powder. The pumpkin seed powder has 60 grams of plant protein per 100 grams. Zinc, it has lots of zinc, lots of magnesium, 20% of the iron that's needed. With the magnesium, it's like 150 milligrams per serving. So, pumpkin seeds, I eat them anyway. Pumpkin seeds are good, men, for your prostate. So I eat pumpkin seeds every month anyway. So I'm going to add I'm going to get the powder and add that to my regimen, throw it in and out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pumpkin seeds are really good, men, for your sex drive and your prostate, for sure, for your prostate. And I used to I make protein powder out of mine, but I'm going to just buy this one this time because my protein powders, like I said, be 5 or 6 different things. And I like to change up, so I'm just going to do just the protein powder, the pumpkin seed protein powder, like two times a week, and then my other ones the other days, right? So you might want to check that out, right? Good to see you, Angel, Reverend Tim, and Jordan, right? Now another thing that I'm definitely going to be that I used to use a lot, and I haven't been in some years. I used to use this one product I'm finna show you a lot, and I haven't, but I'm going to add it back in next week too, and that is nutritional yeast. Now you see the color of this nutritional yeast. Make sure when you buy nutritional yeast that is this color. Don't buy the light yellow. If it looks light yellow, don't buy that because it's too dry. Okay, it's too dry. So don't buy it if it's a lighter color. Okay, make sure it's a goldish looking color. Make sure it's a goldish color. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you look at these various pictures, you'll see they're different shades. You don't want the lighter ones. You want the ones like this. You want it like this. You don't want the lighter color ones. You don't want them like that. That's not too bad, but the brighter, the better. Okay? You want the bright one. And try to get it where it's in a package and not the one in the little bottles. But you want it bright like this. You don't want a dull yellow when you get your nutritional yeast. Now, I used to use this a lot back in the 80s and the early 90s. But I didn't know what it had in it. I didn't know how strong it was. But now I come to find out, nutritional yeast is really, really strong. Nutritional yeast has 100 grams. And 100 grams, you get 40 to 50 grams of plant protein. So just out of 100 grams of it, you get 45 to 50 grams of plant protein. 2 tablespoons gives you 8 grams of protein. It has 18 amino acids. It's rich in lysine, B12 vitamins. That's why we were taking it mostly for the B12 vitamins, right? It has all of the B vitamins in it. That's why I got to get some. And it has folate in it. So nutritional yeast has all of your B vitamins, all of them. All of them. So that's a must because without the B vitamins, especially the B12, your body's not going to really use the protein correctly. you're gonna need vitamin C and B12 with the protein, right? So nutritional yeast is a must. The next one is spirulina. Now, spirulina, I'm not going to tell you no lie. I don't like the way it tastes. It tastes like the ocean. But I'm trying to figure out a way to blend it up with some fruit and mask the taste as much as I possibly can. But I'm going to make myself take it. I might put it in capsules. So I might give me some plant-based capsules and put it in capsules and take it like that so I don't know, so I don't have to taste it. But spirulina has 60 to 70% pure protein. Pure. 1 tablespoon equals 4 grams of protein. Body uses 95% of the protein and iron. So every bit of protein and iron in here, your body uses 95% of it when it puts it in your body. None of it goes to waste. Good to see you, more power. 1 to 2 teaspoons a day gives you 8 to 12 grams of protein, just teaspoons. 1 pound of spirulina equals 35 pounds of beef when it comes to protein. Tell me that's not amazing. 1 pound of this got the same amount of protein as 35 pounds of beef. I have some spirulina right here, and I didn't know the thing was this big when I ordered it. I don't know. It's going to take me forever to use this up, but I am going to add it in my regimen next week some kind of way. I'm going to figure out how I can mask the taste and use it. Right? I might end up I need to get me a pill machine and just get some capsules, and I'm thinking about getting me a pill machine that I can make capsules and just make me some spirulina capsules. That way I could take a bunch of them without even knowing it, without tasting it. And that should be interesting. Now they also have the blue spirulina, right? I got a bag of that, a small package. I haven't tried it yet. But they have the blue spirulina. That's this one right here. Right? And it's just slight different than the regular one because they extract this blue one from this darkish greenish one. So this one is like blue and green, right? This one is blue and green. See, it says blue green algae, right? So they found a way to separate the blue that does something specific. And I got a package of this. I'm going to figure out how to get this in my body some kind of way, right? So I'm going to try to figure out how to get this blue spirulina in my body some kind of way. Why Inca's Blue Spirulina? So that's the name of the company. And this is supposed to be extremely healthy, extremely good for you. I remember back in the 80s, I had a friend and he was a bodybuilder. I went to high school with him, but he was a year older than me. And he got into he was a martial art expert, and then he got into bodybuilding too. So I ended up moving with a queen that was close by where he was living at. So we kind of bumped back into each other. So one day he called me. He said, "Guess what, man? Come see me right quick." So I went up the block to see him. He said, "Man, I got this stuff, man. It's called spirulina." He said, "Well, you need to be using this." Way back years ago, he found out about spirulina. He was using it for bodybuilding. And so I tried it years ago, but it's like it's an acquired taste, you know. But with this bodybuilding, I'm making myself do things that I don't do. So I am definitely going to get, or surely going to get, both the green and this blue spirulina into my body some kind of way. Some kind of way I'm going to make it happen. And last but not least, if you want to really build up the muscle, hemp hearts. Hemp hearts, I've been using those consistently. Hemp hearts have 100 grams. In 100 grams, you get 31 grams of complete protein. 3 tablespoons equal 10 grams. And it has magnesium and arginine, which turns into nitric oxide. So out of 100 grams, you get 31 grams of plant protein, right? Now, of course, this says 10 grams of plant protein. I guess that's per serving according to this. 12 omegas, 12 grams omega 3 and 6. So 12 grams of omega 3 and 6. Hemp is full of everything: dietary fiber, 9% protein, 2% calcium, 20% iron, 8% potassium, 25% thiamine, 8% riboflavin, 10% B6, I think that is, 10% folate, 35% phosphorus, 45% magnesium, and 100% manganese. So this is also a superfood. I've been using this constantly, but I'm turning my game up. I'm stepping my game up. And I'm going to be trying to get more. And some of these are incredible. The amount of plant protein that's in some of these products I've showed you. So this is going to be for tomorrow, maybe even late tonight, because I'm going to be up probably kind of late. So I'll probably eat a late night dinner, and I will be trying this. I've had this before, but I forgot what it was like because I probably got it at a restaurant. And so I'm going to be trying to figure out how to make this tempeh tonight. And I'm going to be grabbing many of these products that I showed you in an effort to increase my health, build more strength, build more muscle. And which is very, very, very important because a lot of elderly people, you're going to get sarcopenia. And sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass, strength, and function, which can begin as early as age 30 and lead to falls, frailty, leads to fall, frailty, and reduced independence. Symptoms include decreased stamina, difficult with daily activities like climbing stairs, slow walking, and poor balance. While there's no cure, strength training, proper nutrition, and potentially supplements can help maintain muscle and slow the progression of the condition. So you don't want to get sarcopenia. You understand? You don't want to get sarcopenia because you're going to be fragile. You're not going to be able to walk well. You're going to be falling and hurting yourself. This is why many of our grandparents and even our parents, this is why they be falling. This is why they be getting hurt, right? Because the muscles began to decrease. And they say this happens at the age of 30, which sounds modern, sounds like that doesn't, I guarantee you that's new. You can't tell me that we've been losing muscle at 30. That is the new age. That is definitely the new age. I don't remember when I was growing up older people losing muscle and being all weak and frail. That is something I didn't start noticing until I started getting like in my 40s, 30s, 40s with the group that was younger than my parents. My parents' group, they were strong the whole time. You didn't see no shaky. Uh, those people born in the 20s and the 30s, they wasn't all shaky like that. That's something new because the food has been getting worse and worse and worse ever since I was 10 years old. By the time I got 20, the food was on its way to the disastrous state it is now. So you got to get your protein. Now, how do vegans get protein? Vegans get protein from a variety of plant-based foods, including legumes, soy products, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Many plants are rich in protein, and a diverse diet can easily provide all the essential amino acids the body needs for muscle growth and tissue repair. Complete protein sources. Unlike most plant foods, which contain limited amounts of certain essential amino acids, complete proteins contain all 9 essential amino acids. Vegan friendly complete protein sources include soy products, tofu, tempeh, edamame are made from soybeans and provide a high amount of complete protein. Quinoa, this ancient grain is technically a seed and contains a full amino acid profile. Buckwheat, a gluten-free Sudoku cereal that serves as the complete protein sources, or pseudo cereal. So buckwheat is a gluten-free pseudo cereal that serves as a complete protein source. Hemp and chia seeds. These seeds are known for being excellent sources of healthy fats, fibers, and complete protein. Spirulina, a blue-green algae that can be used as a dietary supplement and contains all essential amino acids. Nutritional yeast, a deactivated yeast that has a cheesy flavor and is often fortified with vitamin B. That's what we used to use for butter. We used to use nutritional yeast and olive oil in our baked potatoes. Seitan, made from wheat gluten. Seitan is a complete protein with a dense meat-like texture. Combining incomplete proteins. Vegans can also combine different incomplete protein sources throughout the day to ensure all 9 essential amino acids and acids are consumed. Let me read that again. Vegans can also combine different incomplete protein sources throughout the day to ensure all 9 essential amino acids are consumed. This process is easier than it sounds, as many traditional dishes already combine complementary proteins. Grains and legumes, classic combination like rice and beans, hummus and pita, or peanut butter on whole wheat bread create a complete protein. Legumes with seeds or nuts, a mixed bean salad with walnuts or hummus, topped with pumpkin seeds, provides a full amino acid profile. Examples of high protein plant foods. Incorporating a variety of these foods is the key to a balanced plant based way of eating. Legumes, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, split peas, nuts and seeds, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, peanut butter, whole grains, quinoa, sorghum, sprouted grain bread like Ezekiel bread, vegetables, green peas, spinach, broccoli, meat substitutes, tofu, tempeh, seitan, and mycoprotein, supplements, vegan protein powder made from pea, rice, or a blend of plant sources, powders can be added to shakes, oatmeals, and smoothies. Nutritional yeast can be sprinkled on food to add a cheesy flavor and B vitamins. So there you have it. That's all you have to do is work at it. Make sure that you eat a wide variety. Make sure you take care of yourself at all times. Make sure you hit that like button, share and subscribe this live. Send it to all your relatives, especially your older relatives. Try to encourage them to get more of this food into their bodies. And you know how we do. You got to uh, work hard. You got to work hard. If you want to stay alive, you have to work to stay alive. It's not going to just come. It's something you got to work for. All right. So make sure you eat a healthy foods. All right. Victory and go vegan and eat healthy.